Animal experimentation. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated." I hold that the more helpless a creature, the more entitled it is to protection by man from the cruelty of humankind. During animal experimentation, animals are subject to various tests. Harm and Suffering, published on neves.org, a website on a mission to free animals from suffering, stated, "In research and testing, animals are subjected to experiments that can include everything from testing new drugs to infecting with diseases, poisoning for toxicity testing, burning skin, causing brain damage, implanting electrodes into the brain, maiming, blinding, and other painful and invasive procedures." The debate about animal experimentation has been around for more than 100 years. Mark Matfield, the author of Animal Experimentation, The Continuing Debate, which was published in Nature Reviews Drug Discovery, wrote, "The origin of public and political debate about animal experimentation throughout the world occurred at the annual meeting of the British Medical Association that was held in Norwich in 1874. Matfield continued to write, "Dr. Magnin gave a demonstration of the induction of experimental epilepsy in a dog by the intravenous injection of absinthe. There is no accurate record of what happened at the meeting, but it is known that there was considerable protest from some members of the audience, and that, after one animal had been injected, an eminent medical figure summoned the magistrates to prevent the demonstration from continuing." Lawrence Hansen, professor of neuroscience and pathology at the University of California and author of Noxious Groupthink, published in Chronicles of Higher Education, wrote, "The Laboratory Animal Welfare Act was passed by Congress in 1966 in response to public outrage over abuse of dogs in research laboratories, exposed in a Life magazine photo essay titled, 'Concentration Camps for Lost and Stolen Pets.' A later amendment to that law required the establishment of institutional animal care and use committees to oversee all use of primates, dogs, and cats in research and teaching. When people realized what was happening to animals behind the scenes, they were outraged. Congress had to put committees in place to ensure the safety of animals used in research and testing." Hansen, author of Noxious Groupthink, wrote, "In 2009, the Swiss Supreme Court denied the Polytechnic School of the University of Zurich a license for a monkey research project about learning processes that involved maximal suffering for the animals on the Swiss scale of severity. The court concluded that the costs of pain and suffering to the animals were not counterbalanced by benefit for humans. The Swiss Supreme Court wouldn't allow the University of Zurich to test on monkeys because it would cause the monkeys to feel the maximum amount of pain possible. They ruled against this because the benefit of torturing these animals wasn't worth making them suffer." Not only does animal testing cause pain to animals, but the results from these tests are not accurate. Animals and humans are so different, what works for animals may not work for humans. What doesn't harm animals may harm humans. There is no way of knowing if certain medications will work until they are tested on humans. Limitations and Dangers, published on neves.org, stated, "Species differences in anatomy, organ structure and function, toxin metabolism, chemical and drug absorption, and mechanisms of DNA repair, among a myriad of other differences between humans and other species, can give us inadequate or erroneous information when we attempt to apply animal data to human diseases and drug responses." Animals and humans have very different bodies, and the way our bodies function and process things couldn't be more different. Organ structure, metabolism, and DNA are just a few of these major differences. Animals in Research Overview, published on neves.org, stated, "There is demonstrated evidence of the failures of the animal model. For example, forcing dogs to inhale cigarette smoke did not show a link to lung cancer. Flocent, an arthritis medication, tested safe in monkeys but caused deaths in humans." Animal testing is not necessary anymore because there are so many alternatives. In Testing, published on neves.org, stated there are several alternatives including in vitro test tube test methods and models based on human cell and tissue cultures, computerized patient drug databases and virtual drug trials, computer models and simulations, stem cell and genetic testing methods, non-invasive imaging techniques such as MRIs and CT scans, microdosing, in which humans are given very low quantities of a drug to test the effects on the body on the cellular level without affecting the whole body system. These are just a few of the countless ways to test new drugs without harming and killing innocent animals. Animal testing has decreased in recent years due to the abundant alternatives available. These alternatives are changing the pharmaceutical world and are greatly benefiting humans because without animals, there is not a DNA gap. In the future, animal testing will be a thing of the past. As technology and scientific discoveries improve, so will our ability to test medicine. The world of medical discovery and our way of testing new drugs will never be the same.